What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we're going to be posting our first ever Digimon TCG deck profile. Now, a little bit of like history, a little bit of peel back the layers. I talked about it in the product opening video for New Awakening. I'm a huge Digimon fan, especially 02 or Season 2 of Digimon, where they introduced Vmon and Armor Evolution. So, with that being said, we're going to be going over our Armor Rush deck profile. I'm sure you guys have seen a bunch of these, but there's a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of a difference in this deck that you might not see in others, just because A, I might not have all the cards, and B, I just like certain things certain ways. So we'll start with the Digitamas or the babies. We're playing 4 Demi Vmon, jamming Demi Vmon. I mean, you're going to get jamming at some point, and he just is going to draw a ton of cards, so that's always nice. And it's just probably the best egg that you can play with Demi Vmon, especially with, in combination, your rookies, which we're going to go over here. As you can see, we have a lot of different Vmons. We're playing 16 rookies in total, and they're all Vmons. So my thought process behind this was I definitely wanted to max out on my rookies because it's similar to Armor Rush is similar to Rookie Rush, but I also get a reduction in Digivolution cost if I Armor Digivolve on top of a Vmon. So that's another reason why you want to do that. But I have a lot of utility in this deck. So we have, this is BT2 Vmon. Basically, when you unsuspend him as an inheritable, you get to draw a card once per turn, which is nice because you do have ways of unsuspending your armors. So it's nice utility there. Then you have your jamming Vmon from BT3. Obviously jamming when you check security. If you get flipped, you don't take any damage there. So there's just a nice versatility with some of the Vmons that I've chosen. We're going to skip over this guy real quick, and then we're going to go over EX1 Vmon. When you unsuspend, you gain a memory. Again, there are ways of unsuspending in this deck. And then 2 of the starter deck Vmon. When you swing as an inheritable, would you have less than 7 or less cards in your hand, you get to draw 1. So you're going to be drawing, you're going to be checking security with jamming, you're going to be unsuspending and gaining memory. And then the 2 main, I guess you can call them on-play Vmons, are the new Vmon from BT-08, which is on play, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and then you can add 1 multicolored blue card to your hand, which I like about this because it is a 2-color blue card. So it doesn't have to just be a Digimon. You can add an option or a tamer. And then we're playing the starter deck. Vmon on play. Look at the top 3 cards and add 1 Digimon with free in its traits. So there's a lot of different targets here. All the Vmons are free. All his armors are free, as you can see on the screen here. So you're rarely going to whiff. So that's my Vmon package. In a perfect world, you probably play 4 jamming Vmons just because he has more synergy with your Demi Vmon. But basically, I don't have 2 more to play at F4. But I do like having the versatility of it. Like I said, I've been testing it a little bit. I haven't got to a tournament just yet, but I've been testing it a little bit, and I've liked the way it's working. I like the way it's working so far. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I'm playing 1 of the Lobomon as a hybrid just to finish games, on top of a tamer for 2 memory. It's pretty sweet. And then their armor package, we're playing 4 Raidramon. We're playing 4 Flamedramon and 4 Magnamon. I think the better one is Flamedramon offensively, but Raidramon has a lot more utility, especially because you can unsuspend him. You can suspend your opponent's Digimon. When you Digivolve him. They all Digivolve on Vmon for 2, which is nice. So, you have ways of kind of just doing that. And I believe Magnamon is the only one that Digivolves on Vmon for 3. So he's a little more expensive, but he's technically the Mega in the deck. I mean, I guess you can make the argument that he's the Ultimate, but he's more of like Mega. I don't know exactly how you classify their levels. They're all level 4s, but Magnamon is like an extremely strong level 4 because of his ability of getting 2k DP extra for each armor in your trash. So I like going into Raidramon because you can unsuspend him, like I said, but I also like going into Flamedramon for that extra 3k DP when I'm attacking, so he's nice 8k there. So these are all your armors here, obviously. That's the whole theme and purpose of the deck. Armor Purge is one of the new mechanics that we got in BT-08. Basically, when one of your armor Digimon is deleted, you can send him to the trash, and then just you as Armor Purge, you just send the top source to your trash, so it's the armor, and then you keep your Vmon on the board there. So it just allows you for more plays, unless your opponent goes wide and just kills your Vmons. But if they're just going for ones, you're just going to Armor Purge, keep your Vmon, and you have another armor evolution for next turn. So we're playing one Chimeramon. I wanted to try and squeeze him to 2, but I didn't. There was just cards I didn't want to cut in this first iteration, like this first version of the deck. But Chimeramon is nice because you can essentially just DNA Digivolve for free on top of any of your armors, 2 of your armors. So if you have a Ragermon and a Flamedramon out, or a Flamedramon and a Magnamon, vice versa, whatever it is, he just needs 2 level 4s, any color, to Digivolve on top for free. And then this guy's a house. For every color that he's categorized as, your opponent gets minus 1,000 DP until the end of their turn, so you can go ahead and reduce their board significantly. And then when he's Digivolved, you can feed him a source from your hand, so you can potentially go up to, I think he could have I think at most he can have 4 colors, because if he could have blue, green, red, yellow, and then himself, so you get to have 5 colors. Which is crazy, because that's 5,000 DP on play that you're reducing there. And he's an 8K swing, so it's just a nice, push for game. If you've used your armors already, I think you might be able to unsuspend him. I'm not 100% sure. Let me just double check something real quick. When one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Digimon with 2 or more colors, I guess technically I'd have to check the ruling, but I guess Davis could unsuspend him. So that would be really nice if you just go ahead with both of your armors, and then just go ahead and DNA Digivolve, tap Ken and Davis to unsuspend Chimeramon. That's a really nice play there, because that's essentially 3 checks right there. And then that kind of finishes off, that definitely finishes off our Digimon lineup. Now we're going into our option cards. We're playing 1 Ice Wall because it's at 1. You play it at 1. 2 Blue Memory Boost. You might not see these in the meta lists, but I really do like Blue Memory Boost. I just really like the versatility of the card. Being able to look at top 4 for a blue Digimon and then trashing it to get 2 memory is really nice. This deck is pretty This deck is pretty memory efficient, but you definitely want to extend your gauge so you can extend your plays. That's why we have Memory Boost. That's why we have our Hammer Sparks here. As you can see, we're playing 4 Hammer Sparks. Just a good card. Free gain of memory, and then check off security, gain 2 memory. So that could just essentially end your opponent's turn. We're playing 3 Fire Rockets and 3 Armor Textures. I'm not sure about these ratios just yet. I'm just trying 3 Fire Rockets and 3 Armor Textures as of right now. I like Fire Rocket a lot because you can transfer the security abilities to your sources underneath your armor. So for example, if you Fire Rocket on Flamedramon and he gets purged, the Vmon underneath him will carry over the security if there's a way for you to unsuspend him or whatnot, because it stays for the turn. So it's just really nice being able to check cards very early. Swinging with a Flamedramon for 8K plus Fire Rocket, checking 2 securities is nice. And then you fall back on that Armor Purge, so he's not going to die. He's not going to die outright, but it's just nice having that ability, because you kind of want to go low to the ground with this deck and just trying to finish the game as early as possible, and Fire Rocket helps you do so. Armor Texture is a really interesting card. I like that it's free itself. You do have to pay Digivolution cost in your hand, but because you're playing a lot of Vmons, your cost is reduced. So it's basically just like a tag out card. If you have like a Flamedramon or a Magnamon and you want to tag out into a Ragermon or vice versa, you can go ahead and do that. So you definitely want to swing first. They come unsuspended with Armor Texture. Just want to double check to make sure that I'm explaining that right. Digivolve. Yeah, unsuspended. So it's really nice. Again, and that feeds into your Vmons that you have earlier, either your EX1 Vmons that gain a memory, or your BT2 Vmons that draw you a card when unsuspended. So that's just a little combo that I like to have there if I want to go wide, because that's what this deck kind of wants to do. But it doesn't want to go wide with multiple bodies on the board. It wants to go wide with the same body, which is interesting. So that's going to finish up our options, and we have our tamers. So I'm playing 4 TK because I don't have 4 Davis, but I do like TK for the simple fact that when your opponent attacks one of your blue Digimon, you can suspend them to draw a card. All of your armors are blue. They're multicolored, but they are blue. So if your opponent wants to get rid of your armors, not only are you going to armor purge and keep your Vmon underneath the stack, but you can suspend the TK to draw a card on their turn. So you're getting passive advantage with something that they want to do naturally anyway, because they're not going to want you to go wide with a board of armors, because that is a little bit difficult to pivot from. So I like the versatility of TK. Obviously, he's a memory tamer, so if you have, start of your turn, if you're at 2 or less, you start at 3, which is nice. Similar to Davis. Davis obviously is a searcher when he's played, but I do like the versatility of TK, allowing me to have that draw, kind of making it another step or hurdle that my opponent has to go through, because they have to make a decision if they want to check my board or if they want to check my security and gain, and out-tempo me or outpace me that way. And then, of course, I am playing 3 Davis and Ken. I like this card a lot. You definitely have multicolored Digimon with the armors. So start of your main, if you have a blue Digimon, to play gain a memory, and then if you have a green one, gain a memory as well. So with Raidramon and TK and Ken, you're starting at 3 and then you're gaining 2. So your turn's going to start with 5 memory, which is huge in this type of deck because everything is so cheap. Just memory extension with TK, with Davis Ken, and with Hammer Spark and stuff like that, it's going to get you to where you need to go. It's going to allow you to have multiple swings, and it's going to allow you to kind of finish your opponent off as quickly as possible. And then also we talked about earlier about having the access of unsuspending Digimon. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with 2 more colors, you can suspend the Tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. So again, that's going to feed into your Vmons, either drawing cards or gaining memory. I believe Chimeramon is a valid target for this Davis Ken because he is a multicolored Digimon. I do have to double check with that. I do have to double check on that with my play group just to make sure I'm not making an improper play. But yeah, I mean, this deck is, like I said, I haven't played it in like an actual tournament setting as of yet. I do plan on going to locals probably this upcoming weekend, which would be June the 5th. So I'll hopefully be able to test it there. And this is like version 1, I guess. There's a lot of armor decks going around, online on YouTube. I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos. And mine is slightly different just because I don't have access to certain cards that people are using, as far as tamers or, a full playset of jamming Vmons, if you will. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What other decks are you experimenting with out of BT-08? Are you playing any type of Armor Rush deck or Imperial Dramon deck? Anything with Vmon in it really is something that I'm interested in, so I definitely want to see what your thoughts are. And if anybody has any constructive criticism or any upgrades or changes that you might make down the road, please let me know in the comment section down below. With that being said, we're going to get on out of here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and please hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything No Counters, No Combos. We really do appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Be there or be squared.